Three. Three.
Hello class 10th, I am K.N. Mishra, your bio teacher. Welcome all of you in online classes of Little Flowers School, Madhupuram, Walter Gambasti. Class, on demand of various new students, now from today onwards we are going to teach you from first chapter. For old students, this is a time for revision of chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, whatever we have studied previously. But for new students, please take it seriously from the first day of your e-learning. Clear? Now, come to the topic. First chapter in class 10th is life processes. Life process. It is the first chapter in biology. As far as students' life process is concerned, as all of us know very well, that all the substances in our surroundings may be of two types. They may be living or they may be non-living. There are many differences between living and non-living things. We have studied in previous class 9th also. Now, as far as living are concerned, living things have many characteristics. Like, first characteristic is nutrition. All living things possesses nutrition. They possess respiration. They possess neural control. All these things. First of all, come to the definition of life process. All the processes which together perform the maintenance of life are called life processes. Once again, I am repeating the definition of life process. All the processes which together perform the maintenance of life are called life processes. Understand? As far as differences between living and non-living are concerned, there are many differences between living and non-living. First basic difference, main difference is that all living things are able to grow. All living things are able to grow. Non-living things are not capable to grow. One example I am giving in which non-living things also grow. Like, just I am giving the example. If you take a beaker in which some water, you put some water in it and put chalk powder in this water. Chalk powder in this water. Put a chalk coiled by a thread, sealed by a thread, spread here. Here is your chalk. Now after some time, this calcium carbonate, this chalk powder deposited upon the surface of the chalk. So ultimately this chalk can grow. But some processes which not takes place in non-living things, like internal growth is not possible in non-living things. Clear? Internal growth not possible in non-living things. This is the basic difference between living and non-living. Second thing, come to second point. Metabolism always takes place in living things. In non-living things, metabolism doesn't occur. What is metabolism? Two small words combined together to make this word metabolism. First word is catabolism, and second word is anabolism. What is catabolism and what is anabolism? This thing I'll explain you later in later online classes. You know this thing that catabolism plus anabolism is equal to metabolism. Metabolism always occurs in all living beings whether they are animals or they are plants. Clear? So second thing is metabolism. Third thing is the basic differences between living and non-living explain हो रहा है. So third characteristic features of all living beings is respiration. Respiration. Respiration is very essential phenomena in livings, whether they are plant or animals. Plants also respire, animals also respire. Respiration can be divided. We can divide respiration process into two: expiration to expel out the air, and inspiration to take air in. These are two processes involved in plants and animals both. And please listen this thing carefully. Plants also take oxygen in respiration process, and animals also take oxygen in respiration process. बहुत बच्चे गलतफहमी में रहते हैं कि प्लांट कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड लेता है सांस में, एनिमल्स ऑक्सीजन लेते हैं सांस में. It is wrong. In respiration process, plant also take oxygen in inspiration process. Although plant needs CO2, but not for respiration. CO2 is needed for the purpose of photosynthesis process, a process by which plant prepare its own food by themselves. So this is third thing, respiration. Respiration always involves in living things. Clear? About nutrition, I want to tell you that for continuing these like processes, for continuation of these like processes, like nutrition, like respiration, like growth, like reproduction, many processes. So for continuing these like processes, energy is needed. Energy is needed. And this energy comes from outside environment in the body, in the living body. So there should be a mechanism to intake of these materials which provide energy in the body of living beings, whether they are plant or animal. This taking of outside material into the body is known as nutrition. This process by which all living things take food, take nutrition from outside, take nutrients from outside. This process is known as nutrition. Clear? So why nutrition is essential? I think all of you are able to give answer of this question. Why nutrition is needed? Nutrition is needed because all life processes, for continuation of all life processes, energy is needed, and this energy comes from the food. Food is the outer organic source by which any living organism can take energy, can analyze energy, can realize energy. So intake of food, this is another thing. Now come to nutrition. I think all of you well understood about the process of nutrition. Nutrition occurs in both plants and animals, both, all living things. This nutrition may be of two types. First type is autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition. Autotrophic mode of nutrition is that type of nutrition in which the living organism is able to prepare its own food by the process of photosynthesis or chemosynthesis. Both processes are involved here. Clear? This is autotrophic. Now second one is heterotrophic mode of nutrition, in which the organism is not capable to prepare its own food by themselves. So this heterotrophic organism depend on autotrophic for their food. This heterotrophic organism always depends on autotrophic nutrition, autotrophic nutrition capable organisms. These are two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In autotrophic mode of nutrition, example of this mode of nutrition are all plants. All green plants are example of this mode of nutrition. As you know, students, that these plants are having a strange substance in their body which is known as chlorophyll. With the use of this strange substance chlorophyll, they are capable to prepare their own food by themselves in presence of sunlight, carbon dioxide, water and minerals. Clear? Now about heterotrophic nutrition we will study, and in detail of autotrophic nutrition we will study in later online classes. Students, this is all for today. Your homework is revise the taught topic, revise the taught pages from your book. This is your homework. If you are having any problem, then share your problem on my personal number. I'll try to solve these problems. Students, stay home, be safe. Thank you, class 10th. Thank you.